Please note, this is the only time I'm going to run this full version of this ad. For the rest of the month, I'll just refer folks back to report number 4253 for details. So give me a couple minutes now to tell you about a new product that we just got in. I've been using it all month. It works and it's worthy of 3 minutes of your time. We just got in a new product from Cerule, Collagen Active. There are probably 50 different versions of collagen preparations on the health market these days, but there's only one that utilizes marine collagen peptides 1 and 3, which, combined with one of Cerule's freshwater algae products, brings an amazing breakthrough in nutritional supplementation. As you know, Cerule is the only company that specializes in purifying unique freshwater algae products that naturally enhance the release of your own naturally occurring stem cells. Stem Enhance Ultra. Stem cells are the body's primary repair mechanism. These are products with no direct competition because these algae grow only in one freshwater lake in the world, Lake Klamath in Oregon, and Cerule owns the harvesting rights to it. I take the green Stem Enhance Ultra to allow more stem cells to be released to fix things. I take the red one, Plasma Flow, because it helps me thin out the spike proteins that COVID left behind. Many top cardiologists will tell you that it is probably those spike protein strands that are clogging up the arteries of millions of Americans and has led to this rash of myocarditis and sudden premature deaths. So that's what I take it for. Unfortunately, Beth just advised me that we just finished off our last bottle, so that's why I'm going to put up a picture of it. The light blue bottle is called Cyactive, which is known for its anti-inflammation effect. So many modern-day ailments are caused by inflammation. Cyactive is made from a water-based algae from the lake. But that genius team of scientists at Cerule discovered that when you add the saltwater marine collagen peptides 1 and 3 to the Cyactive, you get a whole new product called Collagen Active. And you suddenly get a boost to your body's ability to make more collagen again, which reverses those wrinkly effects on your aging skin, like mine who is on the back of my hands, and smooths out your hair and nails because it reduces inflammation. It reduces pain in your joints too, boosts your energy levels, and also has a soothing effect on the gut. Now, Cerule has given only Beth and I this brief promotional discount on Collagen Active that we can make available to anyone watching this. 10% off a Collagen Active trial pack or a 20% discount on a combo deal of 1 bottle of Stem Enhance Ultra and 1 box of Collagen Active. Choose a monthly subscription and save a total of $21. I'm only going to give you this much detail in the first ad for Collagen Active. So remember, it's on report 4253. I'm going to run shorter mentions of this deal every day through the end of November. I tried it, I like it, and I guarantee you'll like it too. Just click the link below to order right away because this special deal ends at 23:59 hours on November 30, just 10 days from now. Good afternoon. I'm still reporting on the coup. Probably the most damaging of the coup's gambits has been the refusal to close the southern border and then lie about it. And I fear that we are soon going to see the awful fruits of this exploit. What we've got now is over 2 million unwanted people, many of whom could be in the malevolent control of people who want to destroy this once mighty nation, perhaps just in time for the 2024 election. Hey, what a great excuse to just postpone the election for another year or two. In any case, Maria Bartiromo is faithfully digging in and exposing this whole malignant mess brought to you by Jumpin' Joe Biden and the Desperado Gang. This report examines the predictions of a major terror attack on the U.S. coming internally courtesy of you-know-who, along with our millions of additional trespassers. I went back and studied the nation's most deadly mass shooting, the October 1st, 2017 Las Vegas shooting, just last week. This was not some random lone wolf attack. All I'm going to say is that it was probably a much larger operation than 99% of the population knows about, because since it was in Las Vegas, they could control the information better than any other city in the nation. Let's just say maybe 100 conspirators were involved. But here's my point. Those 100 guys were able to cause so much confusion, another shooter here, another shooter there, that the police hardly made any arrests. And I don't think anyone was ever even charged. Think what could happen if the same thing was duplicated simultaneously in the nation's 10 biggest cities, or more. TV news would be flopping all around, not knowing what to cover next. And how many potential illegals looking for a job without any notion of what American civil society is all about and don't even speak English and would be willing to do anything for $100 for an evening's work, how many are there afloat in the U.S. today, especially in the big cities? Well, here's the figures for just the gotaways, the people who crossed our southern border without the Border Patrol even getting a name or a photograph. Yup, 600,000 this fiscal year. That's from October 1 to October 1. Another 600,000 last year, and 390,000 the year before. That's over 1.5 million of the totally unknowns, not counting at least that many that we know something about. Let's say only 10% of them are the types that would do anything for $100. That would be 150,000. Say you give out 100 rifles and ammo to 100 of them to commit havoc on some warm night next summer. How many cities would that be? 1,500. I've never seen the list of the top 1,500 cities in the U.S. by population, but I'll bet it would include every moderately sized city or even town in this nation. And the cost? Well, not counting the guns and ammo and some sort of management, that would be a preliminary total of a mere $15 million. How much did Zuckerberg spend for his shady donations to election integrity in election 2020? Over 20 times that much. Remember last summer when that Antifa pack was shooting up electric grid transformers? It didn't take much to turn the lights out for days with a couple of bullets. We knew that was some sort of a test run. Okay, now that I've spoiled your evening, let's let Maria, the professional, step in.
Can the FBI guarantee the American people that known or suspected terrorists, including any from Hamas or other terror groups, are not amongst those gotaways?
Well, as you say, there's the unknown unknown and the known unknown.
That was FBI Director Christopher Wray testifying on Capitol Hill on Wednesday, admitting that he cannot locate known terrorists who are likely already in the country due to President Biden's wide-open southern border policy. He does not know where they are. That's it. More than 45,000 known gotaways for this fiscal year, and over 1.6 million that have disappeared into the United States under the Biden administration. Of course, this does not account for the unknown number of people who avoided detection altogether. A new Fox News poll shows 73% of registered voters are concerned about a possible attack by Islamic terrorists in the United States. That's up 23% from May of this year. Joining me now with more are Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Texas Department of Public Safety Lieutenant Christopher Olivares. Congresswoman Greene is the author of the new book, MTG, which takes a look at the inner workings of Congress. That book is available everywhere this Tuesday. Can you assess the southern border today? What are you seeing?
Well, good morning, Maria. Of course, we've been talking, you and I, for the last 3 years, of course, the numerous times that you have visited the border, and we know for a fact that the border continues to get much worse, especially in terms of not just mass illegal immigration, but gotaways, known gotaways. What's truly stunning and shocking, if the threat is here, well, I can tell you for a fact the threat is here. The threat has been here. When you know for a fact that there has been individuals from other countries that have ties to terrorism that have been apprehended at the border over 170 last fiscal year. That is more than combined in the last 6 years. And the fact that now, for the first 6 weeks of this fiscal year, there are over 47,000 known gotaways. That is truly concerning as a country. The fact that these are truly national and public safety threats. And the fact of the matter is that our own federal government is not doing nothing to stop this. And we talk about the dereliction of duty. It is evident for the last 3 years there is a complete dereliction of duty when you see all these different concerns and threats to public safety and national security, not only with those that have ties to terrorism, Chinese nationals, the gotaways, criminals from other countries that have violent backgrounds, cartel members, and threats to the American people, fentanyl that's coming across our borders, that's killing tens of thousands of Americans every single year. The fact of the matter is we need some change right now, because again, the question is how long can we sustain this situation around the border? I can tell you for a fact, from an operational perspective, we're doing as much as we can in Texas, but the American people, this is not sustainable, and it's going to have a detrimental impact in the future for our country.
You just mentioned Chinese nationals. We have a graphic here. When you look at the number of Chinese nationals that have entered the country just in October alone, there's 4,500 just from the southern border, but then there's thousands more at the ports of entry, totaling more than 7,000 people from China have entered America in 1 month, in the month of October. Now, to be clear, I don't think you can just pick up and leave China and go to America without getting approval. Mark Green, the head of the Homeland Security Committee, told me he thinks these people are being directed by the CCP to come into America to become saboteurs. These people are being directed by the CCP to come into America to become saboteurs. Tell me about that. Are these largely military-aged men? What can you tell us about these people who are coming into America right now?
Well, for the most part, Maria, they are military-aged men. We've seen it for a fact. They're paying top dollar. You're talking anywhere from $35,000 to $60,000 a person to get from China to the United States. And we know a lot of that's being funded by the Mexican drug cartels. They're able to skyrocket their profits more than ever before because this is being allowed. Now, the way the process works is Chinese nationals are able to fly from China to Ecuador without a visa. Once they get to Ecuador, they follow the same process as any other illegal immigrant or coming from Central America to the United States. They either do it by ground or by transit, whether it be train or boat. But once they get to Mexico, they are then smuggled further into the interior of the United States. And that's where we see this large amount of Chinese nationals coming across because there is no deterrence to stop it.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, you brought a bill to the floor to try to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas. And what happened with your bill?
Well, 8 Republicans joined with the Democrats, Maria, to kill the articles of impeachment I brought to the floor against Secretary Mayorkas, and it's absolutely outrageous. I serve on the Homeland Committee. We have had hearing after hearing, listening to parents cry over their children murdered by fentanyl. I mean, we are wondering how many dead American bodies are going to have to pile up before Republicans in Congress get serious about impeaching Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Our country is in severe danger of having a terrorist attack right on our homeland. And Maria, I will bring my articles of impeachment back to the floor after we get back from the Thanksgiving break. And this time, the Republicans in Congress better deliver different results. Mayorkas must be impeached and the invasion must stop.
Okay, so you're going to try again after Thanksgiving. But, Congresswoman, do you have any sense of why 8 Republicans stopped you? I thought the GOP was all in agreement that the wide-open border is a massive national security threat.
4 of the 8 Republicans that voted with Democrats serve on the Judiciary Committee, and that showed that they aren't really for impeachment like they say they are. 3 of the other 8 Republicans were chairmen on powerful committees. And this is a failure. And this is what voters need to understand, that we need Republicans in Congress that are willing to hold people accountable, not just talk the tough talk on TV and have 5-minute hearings and write strongly worded letters. We're on the verge of having a terrorist attack on our own soil, Maria. We have to hold Mayorkas accountable. He must be impeached. And we have to continue to go after the Biden administration for this failure to protect our country.
I'm baffled as to why he refuses to protect America. Christopher, what's the process when you actually get these people apprehended at the border? Are they just processed and led into America? And what about these people who are on the terrorist watch list? What happens?
For the most part, when we come across illegal immigrants, we turn them over to Border Patrol. Now, I can tell you by speaking with Border Patrol agents, for the process is they pretty much turn them over and release them into the country. The fact is that a lot of these individuals that are coming across from these different countries, especially from special interest countries, there's really no way to properly vet these individuals because agents are so overwhelmed right now. And then they release them into the country. And we've seen that for a fact. We've seen several incidents where they may come across an individual. There's no type of alerts, any type of terror, signs of terrorism. They release them into the country, and then we find out days later or weeks later they actually did have some type of ties to terrorism, or they were wanted for murder from another country. So we have a complete, it's evident, we have a complete flawed system.
Congresswoman, are you expecting an attack on America?
I am expecting an attack on America. I am expecting an attack on America, and it should have never, ever happened, Maria. The Biden administration is to blame, and Mayorkas, he's already got enough blood on his hands. He must be impeached.
I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day, and God bless America.